Hello everyone, I'm Joshua.
And I'm Abe.
I'm Jay.
And I'm Josh too.
Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Disney Pixar's The Good Dinosaur from 2015. The Good Dinosaur stars Jeffrey Wright, Frances McDormand, Ryan Deeple, Jack McGraw, and is directed by Peter Schoen. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'll put his name right here, just in case if I sure did. The plot of The Good Dinosaur is that an 11-year-old apatosaurus named Arlo is swept away by a raging river and finds himself hundreds of miles away from home. While traveling through the harsh and mysterious landscape, Arlo makes an unlikely human friend, and learning how to confront his fears, Arlo discovers what he's truly capable of doing. Okay, before I get going on to the rest of this review, I just gotta say, I've never seen this movie before. This is first viewing of this movie. So you're getting the perspective of somebody who's seen it for the first time. I had not seen any marketing, nothing like that. The most I've seen was like maybe a trailer when it came out, but that was it really. And even then, I don't remember that said trailer. And of course, seeing images on Disney Plus, since I have a Disney Plus account. So let's get on to my positives. I gotta say, the animation is actually pretty good, especially the environmental stuff. I mean, just look at that. I mean, seriously, the environments in this movie is, like, it's so good. It's like, it actually convinced me that the environments were real, because it looks so photorealistic. I gotta give props to the animators on board for that, like. And also the cartoony animation, while there are some negatives to that, it's not awful. It could have been. Also, most of the voice acting is fine. It's serviceable. The music's fine. Serviceable. The story, yeah, it's serviceable. Although I do have one issue with the story, and we'll get to that in my negatives. Also, I do think it has some pretty good messaging, you know, like, that tries to get across, you know, like, confronting your fears, like, you know, like, basically learn to confront your fears, and knowing that through confronting your fears, you realize what you're really capable of doing, and that, you know, that's some good messaging there. I'm not going to lie, and I think they come across it pretty well. Also, I do like the relationship between our main character, Arlo, and his friendship with this human boy that he finds. Also, I think it's a funny, you know, what-if scenario concept. You know, basically this whole movie is like, you know, what if the asteroid missed the Earth, and therefore dinosaurs never became extinct? You know? And, you know, they almost you know, that's kind of an interesting concept. It's like an interesting what-if scenario. You know? I will give Pixar credit on that. One of the biggest negative is another portion of the animation. Now, here's the thing. While I do think the cartoony animation on the characters isn't awful, I do think it's very distracting, especially, you know, it's like having this cartoony animation for the, you know, dinosaurs and the humans and that, amongst, you know, this beautiful, gorgeously done, photorealistic environments. I mean, I kind of wish that the dinosaurs and the humans looked like that too, like fit with that type of stylistic choice. But again, like I said, the cartoony animation isn't awful. It's just distracting. That's it. Also, another thing that's distracting with this movie is that it's kind of the same scenario with Cars. You know, like Pixar's Cars, where I think this movie did not need to have dinosaurs as kind of almost like human characters. This could have easily been a story about a human boy, a human boy, you know, ends up encountering a wolf pup, you know, and it could have been like that, it still would have did really like it still would have done about the same amount, like it would have been just as effective, if not more effective, in that regard. And the reason why is because, especially with the way the like designed the dinosaurs, especially, it just kind of comes off weird. Seeing them do human stuff is kind of weird too. Like, just at least the way they handled it. Like, for example, you come across these T-Rexes that are like ranchers and everything like that, like cow rangers, and basically, it's almost like when they run, they kind of run like they're running on horses. And that's really odd. And honestly, you know, this film, to be honest, is kind of forgettable, especially compared to Pixar, like other Pixar films. Like, I'm going to remember more of Monsters Inc., or Finding Nemo, or just stuff like that over something like this. And those are my only negatives for The Good Dinosaur. So with that said, I'm going to give Disney Pixar's The Good Dinosaur a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now here's the thing, when I first watched this, I kind of took a couple days to kind of fully process the movie. And after, here's the thing, after the first time I watched it, immediately after, I would have gave it a 3.5 out of 5 star. But after letting it process and sit a while, I thought it was a little bit better than okay. Still definitely not one of Pixar's greatest films or anything like that, but definitely not its worst. Honestly, I would rather watch this than Cars, for instance. So yeah, I do think it's a step up from Cars. But it's still not as good as like Toy Story or Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, and so on and so forth. It's not as good as those. So that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.